Hi Libra, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. Thank you so much for joining me. Do keep in mind, of course, this is general, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I'm being pushed to say I more than appreciate you in general, and I feel like that's also the vibe flowing towards you in certain ways in the next 48. But I did get a message channeled. I channeled a message right before beginning this reading, and that message was, you'll downright impress. You'll downright impress. And I do feel like whatever work you're producing, developing, creating, putting it out there, putting out there into the universe, or just even conversations you wrap oneself up with, bonding, you are going to impress, beyond impress, okay? But I just feel like you're being reminded there's some important decisions moving forward to make, okay? Keep in mind as well that as we proceed with the reading, this is meant to pertain to the following 48-hour period for you individually, beginning around when you're guided or drawn to this video, not just following when I post it, okay? We have the color blue coming into play. We need to feel soothing vibes around you, right? It may not be 100% necessary in certain situations, but I do feel like you're very busy, very goal-oriented, seeing progress take place in certain ways with your work, with your money, potentially getting a push to just not overspend. You might have overspent recently, but will be quite satisfied with at least the majority of your purchases. I feel like your outer appearance is taking a focus in certain ways. But yeah, we have the Breathe card and the Imagine card, okay? So there's a need to recognize where your mind is drifting, and I need to channel that towards a level of what needs to or you desire to be manifested at this time. Don't over analyze the lack of communication with somebody, or just the ups and downs of certain results, okay? I do feel like, or even certain levels of negativity coming through, especially for those Libras drawn to the reading who are in the public eye, okay? Something to keep in mind. But I do feel like you're being pushed to meditate, to cleanse one's energy, to do some spiritual rituals that feel right, that you've learned that are right for you up until this point along your path. I do sense that there's a very somewhat grounded way about you, or at least you're pushed to, or feel, even if that's a push from your intuition, to just reground yourself so you don't get irritated or let things get the best of you, or say or do something you know you'll regret, right? I do feel as if in certain ways in the next 48 hours, you're being reminded, or it's just evident, it's showing that you certain holding back, or certain actions, even the words you speak, show that you've progressed so much as a soul, right? Up until this point, that the old versions of you, or the younger Libra, would have maybe reacted, overreacted, or just said something they would have regretted, got a little bit feisty, right? Found that release in the wrong way. Yeah, the grounded version of you is quite attractive, is what I'm getting, all right? But I do feel as if you're being pushed to drift to, again, what you want to manifest, new life, okay? Some of you being pushed to remember you're in the midst of this new life. There's this vibe about you where you wake up and you're just ready to conquer the day, okay? For the most part, if the energy in the air is affecting you in your living situation, or even at work when you're arriving there, or trying to start your business, wherever that is, keep it in perspective, right? Cleanse your energy once again. Try to separate yourself if you can, when you can. But I do feel like there's a glow about you, okay? Where it's just evident that you have made certain changes for the better of your own situation, your life. I'm hearing being put on a pedestal, okay? Being put on a pedestal. Some people may not love that, but they can just get over it. That's how I feel. That's how spirit feels. There's no place like home, because there's a focus on a home life to a certain extent. It'll be more comfortable than some of you would expect. I do feel as if there's some healing that needs to take place, wanting to be a bit of a busybody in certain ways, and then just having certain moments where you're just not really feeling up to it, physically, emotionally, mentally, or you just don't, for whatever reason, okay? But I do feel like when something's meant to get done, right? When you're meant to accomplish something, it'll just happen at the right time, okay? So you need to trust that. 459, 459, look up that angel number meaning, as there is a message for you. They're pushing me to look at myself, and I heard, wow, I'm good looking, and I really do sense that that's your vibe at certain points where you're admiring oneself. And do recognize how that's affecting other people's view of you, and certain levels of success. I sense that you're kind of vibing at certain points, and then there's a very still kind of simplicity about your energy at other points. Alone time coming into play, all right? Thoughts of being abandoned in the past, or just who you ghosted, okay? Or left behind for this new life, potentially. Some of you might feel as if the changes you've made recently have left you with a solid amount of alone time. It's like this vibe where you do love it, and it is beneficial in a lot of ways, even if it does leave you with some overthinking at times, and you might be experiencing a little bit of chaos and conflict in the midst of that alone time. But I do feel as if there's part of you that just wants to be bonding with people, okay? You could find that there's a specific group of people, or a specific somebody, or a type of energy, type of person you wish was by your side. I do feel like you'll get communication from who you're meant to once again, and it's like, you need to trust the deep knowing you already have in regards to where something's meant to head, or what's meant to transpire moving forward. Some of you wanting to mend a better understanding of how you're meant to mend a connection with somebody. I do feel like there's a friend that comes to mind, and the truth of what they're going through, or what took place between the two of you, needs to take place in your reality. I feel as if there's a little bit of guilt coming into play. I didn't expect that, but I just feel like the guilt stems from you doing what's right for you at certain points, and it's not really something that I feel like you experience often, but it's this moment where you're pushed to think about, whether it's due to certain social media reminders, spirit reminds you, you just randomly think about them. I feel like it's a past friend that you left behind due to move of residence, or past coworkers you left behind for a new job, or could be a relationship you left behind just to live a healthier life, or for somebody else. However it works for you, I feel you're going to be reminded that if you're meant to, your paths will intertwine again, okay? If it's a friend, I really feel like absolutely, okay? But when it comes to love and stuff like that, it's a little bit different, and it's going to differ from case to case. But let's continue and pull from, I'm pulling this one actually. Let's continue and pull some tarot. We do have the Yin card, very much in touch with your needing to balance things out in certain ways, but I feel like there's a focus on your feminine side, okay, on your lighter side, your lighter approach to things. But it's the next 48 that reminds you how blessed you are, okay, through levels of appreciation, manifestations coming to be, monetary gain flowing in is what I'm hearing. And I really do feel like you're vibing to the music and just feeling a bit angelic at certain points, and that's purposeful. I'm now hearing you're a star in the making. Let's pull from the Mystic Mondays. Bear with me for Libra. Okay, we got, I think, like 6 coming out. All right, so they came out into 2 pairs. So the number 33 coming into play, 33, okay, and the number 66. I do feel as if you're being reminded that you are supported, okay, that your goals, your dreams, your wishes, your manifestations will come to be. I do feel like naturally you're thinking about, look at this, a connection you left behind that came to an end in certain ways, or an ending caused you to move further away from them in one way, shape, or form, due to a level of motivation to accomplish a dream, or just to shift one's life in the right direction. I think that's beautifully put, I think. But I really do feel as if that's just coming to mind for one reason or another. I just feel like somebody is heavily thinking about you, if not multiple people at a distance, and you're picking up on that. There's going to be moments where it just feels a little bit off, or just heavy in emotion, or just even some levels of positivity if they're thinking about you in a positive light. I sense that just you're very affected by energy and energetic connections and stuff of that nature in the next 48, so keep that in mind. But the second group of 3, we got the Ace of Cups, 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, all water energy, okay? I'm hearing this could be a water sign that you're thinking about, but anyways, I do feel as if you are being pushed to remember that this new fresh start that you have on the horizon, whatever that is for you, you have a lot of options. Okay, that could be work, connections, right? Friends, relationships, a relationship. It could be a living situation, something of the sort. For some of you, there's more than one new beginning you're desiring or being reminded lies ahead for you in the form of a wish fulfillment. There's a lot of options, and that's going to be taken a focus as well at certain points. And that'll entail you simply doing what's right for you in one way, shape, or form. Whether that's kind of pushing away or just discarding, even ghosting some of the other options that are not meant for you, or it just reminds you why you've done what you've done in the past change-wise. Yeah, I just feel like there's going to be several moments moving forward where you just are going to need to remember what's meant for you and what's not, and who is meant for you and who's not, and to trust that your third eye is opening at this time, and you will foresee oneself with the right option or options for you. Okay, it may take a hot second for you to look within and trust your intuition, right? But I do feel like you know enough at this point along your path to listen to the right advice, or just to look within, right? To figure it out for oneself. It does feel like when you're pushed to reevaluate or just re-examine certain options, it'll feel like things are slowing down. Interesting, energy-wise. Crystals coming into play. I do sense that, again, endings taking a focus, right? Even future endings or one specific one. But you're going to feel a little bit depleted at certain points, but going on some rants, okay? Doing a lot of communicating. I do feel like you are needing to recognize where the toxicity is stemming from. There may be a snake in your midst, okay? That was a snake ring if you didn't see. And I just shuffled those upside down. I do feel as if you're being reminded that there's a lot of simplicity lying ahead, but a busy schedule. You're being pushed to prioritize who and what feels light in energy, right? Doesn't further deplete you, or doesn't feel overly secretive or unhealthy in energy, okay, unhealthy in their way of being or its way of being, if it's a situation, and to recognize that it's okay to sail away from what isn't working for you in that moment, or just won't in general for your path for the future, okay? You have a lot to look forward to, and we can't have you dampering the success and the blessings flowing in with people, places, and situations that are going to feel just wrong for you, okay, or just heavy once again. But I do feel like you're being pushed to be bold moving forward and put your foot down, or just distract oneself, okay, when it comes to what doesn't work for you. There's going to be a focus on the fact that moving forward in a specific new connection, or several new connections, boundaries are going to be key where you didn't implement them in the past, right? Needing to speak up and just recognize that you have the voice of a winner, okay, that can be put to use in that way, in other larger ways. And I just feel like your motivation is coming into play throughout the next 48 hours in such beautiful ways, where there's love in the air, love on the horizon, but a lot of important decisions for Libra to make in regards to who and what is actually meant for you moving forward, okay, in order to see your path continue to transform in the ways that it's meant to, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. I am sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy the next 48, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Libra.